Anyway, good morning. My name is Paul Barry. I am the president of Baristar Student Services and the Student Underground and a bunch of other things. The excitement for today is you're going to get to see Jose Miguel, who is absolutely an amazing, incredible, talented young man who does upstyling. That's his expertise. And we'll share his story in just a minute. But while he's getting set up and preparing, I just want to give you some information that's coming up. So, I didn't bring the literature, but I'm going to send some, and I do have tickets, so at the end of the program, I would appreciate it if you come up and see me about tickets. And then for those of you that, if we don't have enough, we'll leave them behind so that, or we'll mail some more in so that you guys have access. Anyway, on October the 14th, we have a show in Glendale, California called the Student Underground. It's a one-day event from 9 to 6, and it's I've been running these shows for close to 30 years. We'll have about 1,000 students there, and there are classrooms, there are vendor booths, and there are competitions. The show costs $25. That includes everything for just about everything for the day. You can go to any of the classes, and the vendors that are there. Anybody been to the Student Underground in Anaheim?
Yes.
A few of you. So it's very similar. If you've never been to a show, this is the beginning. This is like Hair Show 101. In your future, you're going to have to continue education if you want to stay successful in this industry. You can't just occasionally show up. What's going to set you apart from everybody else in this room and all 100,000+ beauty school students that are in the United States today is A, showing up. If you don't show up, somebody else will. So it's important that you continue your education in every manner, but the best education you're going to get is one-on-one, upfront, personal. It's not going to be online, and it's not going to be on YouTube. So the show is at the Glendale Auditorium. All the information is on the website www.baristar.com. There are continual classes all day long. We have classes on color with Linda Sanderson, which is where Jose Miguel works. She works for Kuhn. We have barber classes. We have makeup classes. We have people there that are doing lashes, microblading, nail care, and hair cutting. We've got companies like Ergo and Hanzo and Conair and Andis. And so they're all there to show their wares. They bring the best pricing for students that's possible, so it's a great opportunity if you need equipment. Nobody's not high pressure. They understand that everybody there is a student. So unlike the big trade shows, which you need to go to, even as a student, at my show, you guys are the star. Everybody is appreciative of your being there. They'll take the time to answer your questions, and they know who you are. And that differentiates the student show from the other shows where you're just somebody in the crowd that they're trying to make a sale to. We're all about education. We're all about the student. There are also, aside from the great educational classes which can keep you busy all day, and the vendor booths which are doing demos, there are 5 competitions, actually 6 competitions. There are 2 barber battles, and there are 2 competitions that you just have to show up for. One is a mannequin competition where you can do the mannequin at school or at home and bring it. Has to be there by noon, and it's a Halloween theme. And there's a nail competition, same thing, has to be there by noon. It's one hand flat nail art in a box in a diorama. And also a Halloween theme. And then the 2 other competitions that are live is cut a bob, which I think is kind of unique. No one's done that competition before. It's all about cutting a bob, any style bob that you choose. It can be done on a live model or a mannequin. And all these rules and regulations are on the website. And the last competition is a special effects makeup competition, zombie. And that should be really a lot of fun. I know we've already got a lot of enrollment in that competition already. Free to enter. You just need to buy a ticket to the show, and then you can enter any of the contests for free. But you have to pre-register. So again, all that information is on the website. The only other part that I didn't mention, which is really important, is very limited and more limited now because you'll have to reach out to me today at the end of the class or during the class. We have 3 hands-on classes. Those are the only things that do cost extra. And they go on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Show actually doesn't start till 9, but the hands-on are 2.5-hour classes. There's a hands-on class on eyelash extensions, $75, includes a show ticket and an eyelash kit to work with. There is a hands-on barber class with Tony Cato, $75, includes a show ticket and product. And there is an Updo class with Mr. Jose Miguel, which includes some items that he'll tell you that he's bringing, some product, as well as a show ticket, $75. Limited to 20, and I think we're probably half sold out by now, or maybe, that's why I say you need to approach me today, and we need to figure out, quickly if we can get you into that class or not. If too many of you show up, we'll try and arrange a second venue or a second class. So let me tell you a little bit about Jose Miguel, and then I can turn the class over to him. First thing I'm going to tell you is those people in the back, when I give him the class, he's not as loud as me. So if you can't hear him, let him know. Going student underground. It costs $12 for the year. That's about 40 cents a class. Every one of those classes would cost you at least $150 to $400 if you went to see them live, or if you bought them online, directly from the individuals. They're all great educators, and I say you don't know what you don't know, so you don't know the people that are educating you. But unlike YouTube and Instagram, where anybody can post anything they want, and it's hard to, when you get an opportunity, get out your phones. At the Student Underground, we'd love it if you follow us. I know Eddie already does. Eddie and I go back and forth regular. And take a look and see what we do. We're really all about the student. And anybody who pays us $12 and is unhappy, all they have to do is pick up the phone or send me an email. I'll give you your $12 back without even asking you a question. It's not about the $12. It's really about your career. It's the same reason you need to show up at the show on October 14th. If you're serious about what you do, and this is where you start. I thank you for your time. I'll let Jose Miguel show you what's really important. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did. I sectioned her heads from ear to ear. You can see it now, but most of you saw me doing it. I pinned all the first section very close to her occipital bone, and then I teased the top, and that is pretty much what I did. And I separate the sides. So for this look, I'm not using fillers. Fillers are things like this, or this, that if you go to the class, I'll teach you how to do them. This is with synthetic hair. This is the same donut that is disconstructed. I'd rather use it this way. I can play more with the shapes. What are we going to do today? So the top is done. I'm going to do some bridges, which is in that video. And everybody's crazy about bridges today, especially if you are Eastern European, Armenian, Turkish, Russian. They love bridges. Can you do this for me a little bit? So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a few for this side, and then I'm going to go to this side. In front, in the back, come closer.
Yeah, those of you in the back, anybody who can't see, feel free to come up. And
So, chin up. Here I already had like a vision of some ridges that I'm gonna use, and that is product and the tool. So I'm gonna start doing. Let's start with you guys. This side. Don't get crazy and do 20,000 ridges because it's too much. So I'm gonna start doing one here. I'm gonna separate my hair. I'm gonna use two products. Yes.
What is the powder that you use on your hair?
It's a volumizer. Is that a word?
Volumizer.
A volumizer. That powder, volume powder. So make sure that you have the volume powder because I was using in another class products from Schwarzkopf, and they have two, a black and a red container. The black container is more like a gel, so it doesn't give you the volume. It's used for other things. And the red one is the one that really works as a volumizing powder. I've been using the ones from Kuhn, and these are the things that you are going to get at the class with the underground because they are sponsoring my class, so you're going to get products from them. And if you don't get to that class, I have two more classes on the 22nd. Well, that one is sold out, and one on the 29th. But you won't pay $75. So
yeah, more like 400.
yeah, I'm not getting all the money because I'm a beginner stylist. So it's through a distributor company. I don't have to do anything but to show up for that class. So it's good. And usually what has happened this year for me is the same people that go to my classes then go with me for a one-on-one at the salon. And at the salon I don't pay rent because my boss is the best. So she said, it's okay. It brings, our name as a salon. And that's all I care about. And I work very hard at the salon, so I think that's why she let me do my things. And there, if you go to a one-on-one with me, it's going to be a little bit more pricey. So here we go. That's what I'm doing, basically. I'm separating my ridges. You have to be very, very mindful of, you probably don't see it, but you can come closer. I can zoom
By the way,
ahead.
if you come to the show and you don't go to the hands-on class, Jose is also teaching at the show, Look and Learn Like This.
Yes.
So you get the opportunity to see him. He's doing lots of stuff at the show. Also, there's an awards ceremony with that Jose and Linda are co-producing with fashion and models and clothing, and so
That's going to be very neat.
at the end of the day at the awards ceremony. So there's a lot going on. You guys should make sure that you come.
You should go. When I went to the show in Glendale, was my first show when I was at the beauty school, not a long time ago. I got my license in January. So I've been out of school for a few months. But yeah, that was my first show and I loved it.
What kind of clips are those?
These are hairpins. You can use either this one or this one, either one of them. There are others that are bigger. You can use those two. I'm kind of used to these two. So, and you see me, I'm separating.
When is the class? On Sunday or Monday?
So all on Sunday.
It's just one day. The show is one day.
And the
But you
tickets
know what?
buy
Don't
for
come
both?
just for the hours because that's really. I mean, it's great.
What are you doing here?
Yes, question.
Can we bring a guest or is it student only?
No,
If
you
it
can
pays.
actually bring friends, family. We get it. You guys are students, and husbands, friends, family. We don't encourage you to bring your children, but we won't turn you away if you have to. Do your art if you don't have somebody underneath it that's willing to wear it. So it's again, there's a lot you have to learn. It's not just about how talented your style might be. If it's on the wrong person, it's on the wrong person.
I have a question.
Yeah, but when it comes to these type of styles, doesn't it also depend on where do you live? Like
You mean
there's-
weather-wise?
Or
Or
not weather-wise. It's like
of your-
in Beverly Hills, usually people go with flare and just natural ash tones and balayage. That's where all the well, professionals in that area go there, and then in New York sometimes there's these undergrounds where they like crazy hairstyles. So doesn't that matter when it comes to?
Well,
like,
yeah, you know, where you live certainly matters in how you build your clientele. I mean, there's clientele for everybody. I mean, when I opened my salon in Orange County in 1971, we refused to set anybody's hair. We were strictly haircutting. So you can, you know, you set your own trends and style. You could be in Beverly Hills and decide to be different than everybody else in Beverly Hills, and it might work, and you might have the biggest clientele by doing something different, as opposed to doing what everybody else is doing. So it depends more on yourself, I think, than where you live. And but yeah, there's no question. I mean, if you live urban, you're going to be different than if you are doing hair in the, you know, in the farm country of the Midwest. No one's going to come in and ask for ridges.
And also, later when you check my Instagram, you are gonna see ridges. They don't have to be super structured. It can be without product, just pulling, and it's gonna give you that very nice, I call it rich, fresh, young looks. So especially for the Beverly Hills looks, and that is what we do for the events, like the red carpets. And very few people, of course, if you have the right color, this is going to be beautiful. Pictures and videos and red carpet. And then you're going to see now, we're going to mess up all this area. So it's going to be a nice mix between this structure, the front that we're going to give her, and the back. So it won't be the whole thing super structured and dated. I don't like that. So
one of the things Jose just said about the color makes all the difference in the world. If you have jet black hair and you're doing ridges, for the most part they're not going to show. So you're spending a lot of time creating something that is, you know, you're not going to get the effect that you're hoping for. So, you know, that's an opportunity to sell color. So you, again, one thing, you know, enhances the other.
Okay, I'm crisscrossing. Yes.
What would you say as of now, as a hairstylist, would be the popular or like the most asked for hairstyles? You think?
For brides,
Well,
you have. Let's go for category first. Brides, for example, they want messy, romantic. So it's gonna be all curls and messy, and very few people ask you for the classic chignon, super sleek, because you have to have for that one a very cute face and a small face, so you don't look like an old lady. I can do the most beautiful chignon, super clean and beautiful, but if she doesn't have the right face, she's gonna look old. So nobody wants to look old.
And what would you say would be your favorite hairstyle to do, or favorite hair technique you'd like to do?
I love ridges a lot, and I love well, that's hard because there are things that are very classic, like chignons. I love chignons, but I don't want a little chignon right there. I want a big thing because I want to see it from the front. I want to see it here. That for me helps, especially when you don't have the super tiny face. So this is gonna make your face a little bit narrower, and if you lift it, it's gonna be longer, so you're gonna look thinner. And then if you have frame with the little hairs in the front, you are gonna keep making that face a little bit smaller. So I love that one. I love classics. I love things that are beautiful. The people that I'm working with at that point. I don't have like one specific thing. I love like the styles that the Russians and like Prическа, Olga. Can you show them Olga?
Yeah, sure.
Olga's work. And
for those of you who want to, you're going to ask me, you want to write it on the board?
yes.
She can take stiff hairstyles and hair art and make it wearable and make it look soft. She has this ability that nobody else has. So I'll show you some of her work. I'm going to pass my phone around if you'd be kind enough not to drop it. like the barbers did last week.
Barbers.
I got lucky.
Yeah, her work is crazy.
And you've been in the business for so long. What hair techniques or hairstyles you see coming back or has never left?
Well, bob hairstyles have never left. Clean bobs of various shapes. That's classic. And if you learn how to cut a good bob, you'll have a clientele. There's always clients for bob hairstyle.
I like this girl. What's your name?
Oh, Fernanda.
Fernanda. We should give her a tip.
If you say it's done deal.
Okay.
People are afraid of long hair, and there's usually only one or two people at a salon that even entertain the idea of doing the long hair. So if you practice and learn like he did, you build a clientele much faster. Other people in the salon will help you build a clientele by recommending clients to you because they don't want to be bothered. They think it's too much work, too much time, but it's not. You'll watch him do one or two styles in an hour that he's going to charge $70, $80, $90 for.
I like that front. What do you think?
I love it.
And get a lot more money, and a lot more than that if it's a bride.
Yep.
And that's just a regular updo. And it doesn't take him any time. He knocks them out. It's just practice, not being afraid to do it, and standing out in the crowd. So, but we're in a business of change, and yet most of us don't want to change. We get content in what we do, and that becomes status quo. And in fact, I'm ranting right now. I'm annoyed at my colleagues, my peers, the older people in my industry that set the trends once upon a time, myself and others. I'm not going to I don't mean to drop names, but I was personal friends with Vidal Sassoon and Paul Mitchell, and I'm still friends with John Paul DeChoria, who owns Paul Mitchell, and the hairdressers from my era that really, set the trends. Many of them are still around, and they're moaning about the industry used to be better. And I'm about change, and I'm about not worrying about what it used to be. It's not going to be what it used to be. It's what I say to my friends is instead of Back to the Future, they want to go forward to the past. It doesn't work that way, So you have to adjust and adapt to what's going on in today's world and create something that works. I was beauty school forum for 25 years. It quit working. So we became Student Underground and changed the way we, not just the name, but the way we do things. Pop up a couple of quick pictures here. I have so many and I don't know how to really pass them around. So I'm just going to pop up a few and...
That's Olga. She's not a cosmetologist.
She's not certified or licensed.
No, well, in Ukraine, I don't think they license anyway, but no, she's never worked in a salon. I've contacted her, it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Ukraine, and she's practicing. You see what I say by how soft that is? But it's stiff as cardboard.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's soft. She just has an ability to take this fantasy work and make it wearable. And of course, some of it's not. Some of it's bizarre, but
Yes.
she really, and I've watched her. That's on a live model. I've watched her on her mannequins. Do hundreds of different looks on pretty much the same doll. I can't even think up the styles that she can create. And what's really interesting is she does this. This is not curling irons and rollers. This is like sculpted product in hands. And she creates and molds these things.
Product.
And of course, they have a little bit of advantage over us in Ukraine and in Europe they get to use products that we can't bring in the United States because our regulations, our FDA regulations, are too restrictive on the amount of alcohol and other. In California, we're even stricter than the rest of the country.
Although we've seen Cume on many of those.
It's not the same
artists.
formulation.
Yeah, it's
not,
different.
It's
Yeah,
different.
Schwarzkopf over there. I tried to bring Schwarzkopf from there to here, and I tried to bring it in through Canada. I tried 10 different ways, and you can't do it. They won't sell it to you. You got a question?
Yes, so we use it for most of your brides. Do you use extensions? Like, do you always have a set of extensions with you, or?
No. Since, let's say, it's a bride or someone that has an important event, I usually, most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, they have to have a trial with me. I won't show up for someone that I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. There is people with extension that are regrowth of 6 months and they're just hanging there. And no way. Because it's gonna be bad for you. At the end of the day, she's gonna show those pictures. He did it for me, and look at this. All the stations showing, and no, you have to have a trial and they have to pay for it.
And do you use clip-ons for your hairdos, or you mostly just try to use the fillers?
I use, let's say with her, you don't need a filler because she has a lot of hair. And I wouldn't choose this look for her, just my preference. But I love her color, so I choose her for this look just because I love her color and her texture. But for her, I would have big waves, very sexy, fresh, and young, and a beautiful. Well, the front is gonna be kind of the same front that I would do with the waves. So you're gonna see how the whole. This is gonna be pretty much what we're gonna be doing in the back. We can keep creating ridges if we have time. I can create ridges here, but I know you. Do I know you? Yeah.
I know a lot of people.
Like you're famous.
Wherever. If they have extensions, I'll do the extension, but I have to know before. Like I did a trial last week for a bride, and she loved the look, but she wanted length. So I said, girl, you need extensions. So she brought me the extensions yesterday to the salon to check that you can curl them and I can have them ready, because just curling the extensions takes a lot of time. And with that type of waves, she's gonna wear just these waves and everything on the side. So she wanna have like a messy romantic with flowers, and the tiara is super pretty. And I'm doing both, the hair and makeup. So I need to be prepared. So I told her, bring me the extensions, I'll get them ready. So, sorry. Here, I can give her a little bit of dimension, just pulling some of my ridges so she can have even more texture.
And
Here.
that's all being held by your product, basically, because you didn't do that much teasing there. Only
I
at the
did under,
base, right?
yeah.
To give the volume.
Exactly. I did pretty much all this section is teased, but under. And the sections that I'm taking for my ridges is just the top layer, and it's held by the binder. So let's work the front. Front and sides are super important, and sometimes we get too caught in the back, and the back is beautiful, and the front is very, very amateur, and people don't like it. So now we're gonna play with the front. I'm gonna use again powder, a teasing comb, and maybe some hairspray. And we probably, I won't use, I don't know, hot tools, but we're gonna work the front. So she has already a bang. I love bangs. So section this area, chin up for a minute, thank you. I'm gonna apply a little bit of powder on the base. I'm gonna use my teasing comb. And I'm gonna start working my magic around the face. I might use maybe, I don't know yet, the curling item, but not in this section, the top ones. see how I left some pieces to frame her?
Have you done finger waves yet?
Yes.
Do you like doing them?
I love those. Yes. Of course, it's time consuming. If you do them like with a wet set, you have to dry it. So I do them with curling iron. Because again, time is money. And also, it's not just money, but people, if you do the finger waves and it takes forever, then they won't call you back because you're too slow. Unless they like you. But yeah, if you're working in a swimsuit campaign or whatever it is, or the Oscars or whatever, if you are too slow, they won't call you back. Unless you are super famous and your work is... I was helping a hairdresser in Mexico in his world tour, and he takes average on his updos 2 hours and a half just in one updo. They're beautiful, but and then he told me, I don't do real clients, I do just education. So I really don't care about the timing. So that's the thing that is a little bit, for me, disappointing, because you are teaching something that you are not doing. And if I have a question, say, how long should you take in an updo for a bride? If I don't do bride, I'm going to tell you, okay, 2 hours and a half. 2 hours and a half in one updo. Meaning that you have to charge, I don't know how much, to make your time and work worth the effort. And again, nobody wants to stay there forever for you to do her updo. I'm going there, girl. Be patient.
Do you have a contract with the brides?
Yes, I do have contracts, and that's the best thing. You can download your contracts from internet and just customize it for whatever you want to do. If you want to have the 50% before or whatever you want to do before, put it in your contract, because I haven't had any problem with brides ever, and I did makeup before the hair. Actually, that was the reason why I went to beauty school, because I was doing makeup for brides, and they always needed people that could help with hair. So I said, okay, I'll learn a little bit, blah blah blah. And also because I want to work for a brand, like a makeup brand, educating for them. So they asked me to have a cosmetology license. So that was a good thing for the ones of you that want to work for a brand, teaching for a brand like Kevin Aquan or Makeup Forever or whatever brand. When you want to work with a company, you have to have a cosmetology license. For doing makeup, just that makeup certificate is good, but for a brand, it's not.
Did you learn styling through this cosmo school that you went to, or did you take additional classes?
No, I learned at the school. I had a teacher that, well, when we had the long hair design the first time, and she gave us this project, so I did it. And again, I'm not 20, so I don't want to waste my time. And I had all my operations done way before than anybody else in my class, like a semester before than anybody else. So I had a lot of time. And I started, well, she said, okay, you're kind of good at this thing. Let's compete. So she trained me and she helped me a lot, and she actually is going to be helping me out in my classes, the other classes in October. She's very cool. And then I went to take classes with Martin Parson. That was pretty good. And he calls me Rocket.
Martin Parsons is part of underground education online.
He's amazing.
He is recognized as the best updo hairstylist in our country and has been for many, many years.
Super fast.
He makes
Super
long
fast.
hair look like so simple.
Yeah. And I love his techniques. And the main thing, I ask him, I say, okay, even if I don't get anything else from your class, teach me how to pin, because that is my problem today.
How to do what?
Pinning. Pinning
Yeah,
the
it's
hair.
tough to hold that hair.
Hmm?
It's tough to hold that hair with all the pins.
Exactly, and there are a bunch of different techniques for pinning, and he showed me at least 8 different ways. Because his class, we didn't use products. It was just like getting the right movements and doing the things very fast. Okay, one's done, second one's done, third one's done. So he was asking all the time, who's ready? I'm ready. So show me what I want to know. I want to know the pinning. And he showed me. Close your eyes, babe. So I did this one a little bit higher so you can see the difference on one side and the other one. Which one do you like better? The higher or the lower one? Higher. Why? Because of her face shape.
The bigger the better.
Exactly. If I go higher, I'm gonna make her look slimmer. Thank you.
I just noticed that you do very delicate teasing. I had in my head that it would be like a lot of teasing going on.
It depends. I'm using products that are, you're gonna touch the hair, you're gonna say, but I have, when you check my Instagram, there is an old lady. She is 80 something, but she's a rock star. She dresses nice, she wears makeup, lashes extensions, everything. She writes books and she's amazing. Well, with her, the teasing, because she wears the Marilyn Monroe thing, so we set up with rolls and she goes under the dryer with gel and blah blah blah. And then the teasing with her, you just pull, because she doesn't trust the teasing when it's soft and delicate. No, pull. More. Yeah, more. It's and she's happy.
So like a
That's
natural
how
facelift.
And that is for the looks that you need to last for a week, because she comes every week, every Friday, for the same thing. So, but no, for this look you don't need. She has a good texture with the right product. And you see, again, color. If she was my client at the trial, I would tell her immediately, girl, I'm gonna put a glaze on top of your hair. I'm gonna highlight these pieces more, because you see how this is highlighted and it's beautiful. And you can do the same in the back. If all these ridges had highlights, it would be beautiful. So, and she's gonna say yes.
Would you handle bleached hair differently than like natural hair?
Well, unfortunately, healthy hair is not good for upstyling. It's too heavy, it's too healthy, the cuticle is
Doesn't
close.
grow.
It's,
Yeah.
no. If you
I
have
know.
bleach hair, that's your model. When you go to a place and teach an Updo class, you find for the most bleached hair ever, because you don't have to work very hard. You're gonna tease once, and it's gonna be there, the teasing. And then you apply product, and you're done.
Do you have a go-to product that you like can't live without?
Brands, you mean, or product?
Kind of both. Do you
Brands?
have a brand that you love that you're like,
No.
this is the thing I go to if I wasn't being sponsored by a particular brand or something?
No. I should say, because I'm sponsored by Q, but no. And this is why. I haven't been out that long, so I don't know all the brands, Of course, if I'm charging you 300 for an Updo, I'm gonna go with a high-end brand that works maybe the same, but just the smell is like, oh my god, Chanel number 5, and that's so nice. Yes, I know, and it's expensive too, but I do the other things are the other ones. So, yeah, I don't really.
The most important part of the package is your talent, and don't
Your
get
technique,
stuck on a
yes.
brand, and don't get stuck on. I mean, there are products that you're going to like better than others, but don't be afraid to try new stuff that comes out because it might be better. If not, you can always go back.
Like this one, I don't use it usually, but yesterday I got the doll heads for my classes in October, so I don't like to show up and with my nice doll heads when the doll heads that my student gets are different. So I asked them to send me the same doll so I can work and see what Updo's gonna do, and I run out of the hairspray that I like, which is Society's a black one. So today I'm using this, but it's not my favorite because see, it's wet. I don't want this.
Because then it'll drag your stuff down.
Exactly, and it takes forever. So the other one is more powdery and it's lighter, and I can build it upon. I won't do anything on the back. I could have done some more ridges, but no. We're gonna just pull some pieces. Get ready.
If we were gonna take your class, your hands on, what do we need to bring? Like a doll head or?
A doll head.
Doll head, mannequin stand, or tripod, tools to work with. You know, comb.
That I can give you the list right now.
And yeah, he has the list.
You don't need a lot. Beside of your tripod and your doll head, this is just gloss. You can see how the shine help.
And this is with two.
Very nice.
1 hour while we're talking at the same time. So, you know, without the questions, that's a 30-minute hairstyle. What would you pay?
I know it's very expensive.
And with the dry, I said for her, I wouldn't do this look. Maybe if, but you're gonna have all this down and get some extensions so we can give you length and fullness. So she's gonna look very young and sexy. This maybe, well, she's not wearing the proper dress or anything.